guys, I'm Lori Vitale, and on this episode of Lori in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my updated version of some delicious crab cakes. I saw a friend of mine last week for the first time in forever, and she made some crab cakes. She actually made some crab stuffed flounder. And it just inspired me to, retake and redo my old crab cake recipe. It didn't need a whole lot of altering, but I'm telling you, these are just incredible. There's not extra breading on the outside. There's just enough for the filling to keep it together. They are light, they're delicious, they're full of flavor, and they are just phenomenal. It would make a great filling for something, but I'm telling you, on their own, they are next level good. Let me run you through the ingredients of what you'll need. Pepper, bell pepper, lemon, garlic, parsley, a little flour, panko breadcrumbs, egg, Old Bay, a little Worcestershire, some mayo, scallions, and then you need crab. Let's talk crab. You can do this with a jumbo lump crab. I find that you have to sort of mess with it so that it holds together, so you have to break apart the big pieces of crab. So you might as well just get regular lump crab meat and then just sort of pick through it and squeeze out any excess moisture. That's a big deal because if you don't, then your crab cakes will be a little watery. So you want to make sure you squeeze out any excess water and you just kind of pick it apart until it's in little tiny pieces. You can still see that there's some chunks in here, right? But for the most part, I kind of messed around with it and just sort of like broke it apart as much as I could while leaving some chunks behind so that you've got texture, but everything also holds together. Okay, what you need for your veggie portion, you need about a quarter of a bell pepper. I'm using a red one. You could use any color bell pepper you want. I don't like to do more than a quarter for this amount because I tend to think that it gets a little bit too sweet, and I don't want that. You need some parsley. I'm doing it in a mini chopper here because I don't feel like chopping everything by hand. But if you don't have one, by all means, just go ahead and finely chop everything by hand, and it will be fine. But by doing it this way, the mixture becomes so fine that it incorporates throughout the mixture, throughout the crab really nicely. A few cloves of garlic, and then I'm going to use some scallions. You could also use onions. That's totally up to you, but I want the crab to really shine, and I want the crab to have flavor. I want the crab flavor to come through, so that's why I use things like a little bit of bell pepper and green onions because they're milder than regular onions. I don't want anything to overpower. And I'm just going to go ahead and use about yay much of scallions, 4 small ones or 3 bigger. These are really small, so I'm just going to go ahead and use those. Top on and finely chop. Add this mixture to the crab. I love this little spatula, and it definitely does the job. But the little ridges in the mini choppers make me crazy because things get stuck on them, and then it's hard to get them out. Okay, then you need your Old Bay. You notice I'm not adding any additional salt because Old Bay is quite salty, but it's got really good flavor. A little bit of Worcestershire, tomato, a little bit of that. And then you need 1 egg, which I'm just going to lightly whisk, like so. And then you need a little bit of mayo, not a lot. Again, you're not looking for really gloopy crab cakes. I'm telling you, the mixture of everything here is so perfect, and they are just phenomenal. You're gonna have to trust me, okay? Trust me. A little lemon zest and lemon juice. I would say about the zest and juice of a half a lemon, or 1 nice big fat tablespoonful of lemon juice, and about a teaspoon or so of the zest. Everything together just gives it really good balance. I squeeze between my fingers to catch any seeds. That is lovely. And then finally, we're going to add in the flour and the panko. Now, panko makes a big difference instead of regular breadcrumbs. So if you can help it, just use panko instead of regular breadcrumbs. If you don't have panko on hand and you don't want to make an extra trip to the store, you can definitely go ahead and just use regular. But I think it makes the crab cakes so much lighter. And now you're just going to stir this all together. I use a fork because I really want to make sure that I don't compact this too much. Because again, I'm looking for a really delicious light crab cake, and the flour is just enough. It's just a tablespoon, no more than that, and it's just enough to kind of help absorb any excess liquid, but not enough to give you a heavy crab cake at all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this, pop it in the fridge 45 minutes, in the freezer for 15. Trust me. Then we get searing, and then we get eating. I'm going to serve this, and you'll see it on the thumbnail, with baked potato, salad, and corn, very Jersey style on the shore, and that's how I think you should serve it too. So while this is chilling, get all your components together for that, and then we're going to cook. Okay, my crab mixture is well chilled, and I like to make smaller ones. You can make them as small or as big as you want. I like to think the smaller ones are just better. I would say this mixture feeds about 4, but you know, you can also use it as mini cupcakes, mini crab cakes, or as a filling. So I'm gonna go ahead and form my crab cakes. I have a nonstick skillet with a little bit of oil preheating over about medium high, right between medium and medium high. And I also have the oven preheated to 350 because once I sear them, I'm going to place them on this little rack over a baking sheet, and I'm going to pop them in there for about 7 to 10 minutes just to finish cooking them all the way through, because I don't want to cook them in the pan so long that they might fall apart or overcook on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here, let's put these in, because I think the temperature is about good now with the oil. And there's no coating on the outside or anything. I don't want any of that. I want pure, delicious, just crab cakes. You know what I'm saying? Add them right in. Make sure you're using a nonstick skillet, please. The last thing we need is expensive crab getting stuck to your pan. Because then you'll get mad at me. I don't need anybody to be mad at me. So I'm going to do one more right there. And then once I sear them on both sides, I'll get it out and I'll show you what they look like before I pop them into the oven. Got my corn cooking too. Potatoes in the oven, right on time. These are perfect, or perfectly seared on both sides. Be a little gentle with them because remember, they don't have a lot of binder, they don't have any coating on the outside, but honestly, I'm telling you, they are just so much better than anything with a coating. You gotta just trust me. I'm gonna pop them in the oven for about 10 minutes or so at 350. I'll get all my stuff together to make my plate, and then I'll show you what they look like. Well, they're not gonna look that much different, but we're just gonna dig in. All right, so the crab cakes were in the oven 10 minutes. They are perfect, and I'm telling you right now, they smell phenomenal. Probably could have gotten a spatula to get them off of there, but you know, I like to make things hard on myself. Oh, I broke that one. Now, you can serve these with some tartar sauce. When I write the recipe on the website, I will post right underneath the recipe for the crab cakes, the recipe for my tartar sauce that I posted along with my old crab cake recipe, because it's exactly the same. I haven't changed a bit. I never do. So I like it with a little bit of lemon juice, and that's about it. I've got my loaded baked potato. You know me, I love lots of sour cream, butter, some kind of onion, chive, scallion, whatever. Typically some cheese too, but I'm not adding it in there. Corn and a little bit of mixed greens, and that is like the most perfect dinner. And this crab cake, I'm telling you, it is like the lightest, fluffiest, most delicious crab cake on the face of the planet. And I know you're going to agree when you have it. No muss, no fuss. Just absolutely delightful. Perfect for summer. Go to laurainthekitchen.com, get the great recipe. I know you're gonna love it. Hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye. Now that is a crab cake.